Grey fog often surrounds the Lofoten Islands as a prelude to a beautiful day. We anchored off Gravdal and the tenders went in to prepare a landing area. Soon it was time for us to get onto the tender for the short trip to the pier. Lofoten is an archipelago of 5 large and 5 small islands scattered around the Norwegian Sea, 124 miles above the Arctic Circle. Our first stop was in the fishing village of Nusfjord, which is now an open-air museum. It all centres around a tiny sheltered harbour. Houses are traditionally painted red, the cheapest paint available, which was made from fish blood and oil. If you were wealthier, you painted your house white. Filleted fish is dried on racks in the open air. The heads are dried separately. On this side of the harbour is an old cod liver oil factory. Further along is a rocky promontory with more fish drying racks. From here there are views over the fjord and village. Directly opposite there's a village store where the gulls like to nest. The store is laid out in the traditional way, although it sells very modern, expensive knitwear and souvenirs. The shopkeeper's home is now used as a cafe. We continued across the islands, where eons ago glaciers sculpted granite mountains and green meadows. Next stop was Sund, where an eccentric blacksmith makes wrought iron cormorants.
No, she has been at the party. But enough.
Once finished, his work is sold in the little shop. The blacksmith's original trade was a marine engineer, and he still works on engine repairs. On the rocks surrounding his workshop, he's done various wall paintings and other artwork. Next, we drove past a salmon farm and along the beautiful coastline to the village of Åre. Here we stopped at this restaurant for lunch. Åre, meaning stream or river, is a fishing village dating from at least 1567. This type of fisherman's cottage, typical of the area, is called a råbu. It's built partly on land and partly on stilts for easy access to the water. Behind the village is the stream it takes its name from. On the hill above are racks where cod is air dried. It keeps for years, and when soaked in water or milk is indistinguishable from fresh. The heads are used in pet food. Orr was the end of the road, so we went back the same way. The Lofoten Islands are on the same latitude as Greenland and northern Alaska, but due to the Gulf Stream they have a much milder climate. This means that on a lovely day like this, people were bathing off the white sandy beach. On again we came to Flagstad Church, which was built in 1780 with wood imported from Russia, as there are no large trees on the Lofotens. Restored in 1938, is built in the shape of a cross. As with all churches in Norway, a model ship hangs from the ceiling. After a last look round the outside, we returned to the pier and the ship.